Planet Dolan.
From being forced to eat a block of moldy cheese to walking around in tight diapers, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the weirdest school punishments we've ever had. I'm Doopy, and today, I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by AquaBubbles132. When he was 13, Gurgak sat in class one day, bored as hell. So he decided to take out his phone and play some games. The teacher saw the phone in his hand and got pissed. He grabbed Gurgak and dragged him into the hallway. Then his teacher told him that he had to eat 20 cookies and smoke 2 cigarettes. Confused, Gurgak asked why he had to do those things. His teacher said, "Cookies make you fat and cigarettes are bad for you. Playing games do both." But instead of eating cookies and smoking cigarettes, Gurgak ran away as fast as he could. After that, the teacher was fired. To this day, Gurgak and his family still laugh about it. Number 9 was submitted by Eggman412. Dolan was in computer lab one day taking a test, and when he was done, he went on YouTube to watch some videos like he usually did. Normally, his teacher allowed YouTube, but there was a substitute that day. After having watched 4 videos, Dolan was caught by the sub. She told him to go into the hall and stand near the wall until the end of class. It sounded like a normal punishment until the bell rang. When his classmates walked out of the classroom, they began to chant, "Cheese, cheese, cheese!" They crowded around Dolan, who was wondering what was up with the chant. The sub walked out and threw a block of moldy cheese at Dolan and forced him to eat it. She told him that if he didn't eat it, he would get detention. So when he was done eating it, Dolan ran into the bathroom and threw up. His parents ended up suing the school, and he never saw that sub again. Number 8 was submitted by MrDuckyDodo. Sid and his friend, Ghost Toast, were going to class one day. They took a wrong turn and ended up in the wrong classroom. As soon as they sat down, the teacher looked at them and angrily asked, "Why are you in this classroom?" That was when Sid and Ghost Toast realized their mistake. As they began to walk away, the teacher told them to come back. The teacher told the principal, who then gave them a special punishment. Sid and Ghost Toast had to go to that classroom every morning and say, "This is not my room," 3 times before going to their actual classroom. Number 7 was submitted by SkyBlue554. In 8th grade, Hellbent and his class went to the computer lab. Once there, he dashed to the first computer he saw and began to play Fortnite with some of his friends, since the teachers hadn't arrived yet. Then one of his friends, Derek, dared him to sneak into the school at night and watch porn on one of the computers. At first, he thought Derek was crazy, until he pulled out $500. Hellbent agreed, though he decided to sneak in early at 7 in the morning instead. He went to the computer lab and hacked into the system to unblock the porn site he wanted to visit. Everything had gone according to plan until a teacher caught him. She sent him to the office where he found himself face to face with an angry principal. Despite telling him that he was sorry, the principal said, "Wear these diapers and lose the shoes, pants, and socks." So for the whole day, Hellbent had to walk around in tight diapers. Derek ended up giving him an extra $500 for that. Number 6 was submitted by HerpyDerpytwins. One time, while sitting in class, Dean was caught playing games on his phone, so the teacher sent him to the principal's office. When he got there, he saw that the principal was in a bad mood. Even worse, as Dean walked into his office, he accidentally knocked over a framed picture of his mother who had recently passed away. The frame broke, pissing the principal off. He was so angry at Dean that he punished him by making him kiss the photo 10 times, saying, "She's beautiful," each time. After that, he gave Dean in-school suspension. Number 5 was submitted by CIfox. In 10th grade, Salty Squid was punched by a kid in 12th grade. The principal was standing right behind the 12th grader, so when Salty Squid went to punch the kid, he ended up punching the principal instead. The principal, who was elderly, got pissed and told Salty Squid to go to his office. He gave him a cardboard sign that said, "I assault elders," and told him to hold it every time he was out of class for 3 weeks. For the rest of the school year, everyone made fun of him. Number 4 was submitted by BluTako. When he started high school, Pringle had to attend a special charter school where he constantly got in trouble for reading in class. One day when he was a junior, he fell asleep while reading. His teacher got so pissed that she started yelling at him about how sick all the teachers were of him reading in class and falling asleep. So Pringle's punishment was to sit against the wall while drinking a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew and eating a 5-pound bag of gummy bears. After 15 minutes in the sitting position, Pringle's legs collapsed, which made his teacher flip out. She dragged him to the principal's office where she convinced him that Pringle needed to be put in the padded room while wearing a straitjacket. Even with the straitjacket on, he still had to finish the bag of gummy bears. Number 3 was submitted by Raining Protein 123. Spincess went to a religious school, and one day she was running late to a religious education class. The class was regarded by the facility as being the most important one there. She was only 5 minutes late, and her excuse was that her grandfather had to be rushed into surgery. But when she told the teacher, he didn't believe her. He made her stand on one foot and jump up and down while saying, "Jesus, I'm sorry," over and over. The punishment went on for 10 minutes until the headmaster entered the room because he had received a noise complaint from the class below. The headmaster told Spincess that she could stop and told the teacher that he wanted to speak to him after school. Since that day, nobody ever saw that teacher again. Number 2 was submitted by MHMDXR3. One day, while she was in geography class, one of Tolap's classmates had pranked the teacher by putting water on her chair. After sitting in the water on her chair, she stood up and immediately thought that it was Tolap. She punished her by making her drink 5 bottles of water. Since Tolap couldn't drink that much water, the teacher made her clean the chair by licking up the water instead. Number 1 was submitted by MeowCatTunaSlice. Mimi was always the slowest at getting changed for phys ed. One day, she took a very long time and ended up coming in 20 minutes late. The teacher was angry, but instead of giving her a detention, Mimi's punishment was to get changed in front of her during break time. It was a very strange experience for Mimi to change in front of her teacher. Since then, she was always the quickest when it came to getting ready for class. What a creep. Huge thanks for the folks over in our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the scariest thing that's happened while you were home alone? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown. This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys! Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.